All right, in this video, let's talk about how to find the person that you serve. Who is your ideal client? Who is this offer going to be for? Who is your book going to be for? Since we now know that those are one in the same. So when I first got started as an entrepreneur, I flipped houses and my customers were old, tired landlords. Honestly, I didn't resonate with that type of customer at all. It was literally just like transactional, like, hey, do you want to sell me your house or not? It was like these old guys in Tennessee that I'd go to their house and they would never stop talking and I was trying to leave. And, it was just not like obviously the person that I loved to serve. It was just a transactional business. When I shut down that and started coaching, I started working with 9-to-5ers mostly who wanted to quit their jobs and have passive income through real estate. That was better. A lot of them reminded me of me way in the past. I used to have a cubicle job too, but a lot of them wanted to just sit on the beach and drink cocktails. They didn't want to, start a business or write a book or become a coach or anything like that. I didn't quite resonate with that person as much as I could have. I always wanted them to have a bigger vision for their life and to, go for it and to want more and all that. And then when I made the third pivot to who I served, to coaches, creators, authors, people who are very similar or the same to me, that was when business got really fun. I was like, I get to, look at people on the other end of a Zoom call who are just like me and who want to do the same thing that I'm doing. And I can help them do that. And they're driven and passionate and they have a message to share and they're into personal growth. That was the defining moment that made everything awesome. Russell Brunson actually had the same experience. He used to teach newbies how to make money on the internet. Everybody was like, how do I build a website? And it wasn't until he pivoted to helping experts. He could stop talking about websites and start talking about marketing and crafting your message. And he was working with the same people that he loved to be around. So before we dive into defining your ideal client, I did want to share that story because you do get to pick who you serve. And the customer is the foundation of your business. If you're going to go out and build a personal brand with organic content after this, you're going to build an audience of a certain type of person. I went out and built an audience of 9-to-5ers who wanted to invest in real estate. When I pivoted to helping people start coaching businesses, only maybe 10% of the audience came with me. The rest of them were just not interested in that. So I built the wrong audience and basically had to rebuild it all over from scratch. You want to make sure you build an audience of the type of person that you could see yourself serving for at least 5 years, hopefully longer than that. Your offer will likely change or evolve a little bit over time, but if you pick the right person, they're going to be the type of person that will be interested in that offer. You'll already have built an audience that's ready for whatever the next thing is you want to sell. And most importantly, you just like your clients. You just enjoy spending time with them. They give you energy. That's the most important thing, because if you don't like your clients, you won't like your business. You'll want to wake up and sabotage it or shut the whole thing down. Okay, now that we've covered that, let's talk about how to define the person that you want to help. Now, one big mistake that a lot of people make, they say, well, I want to help people that are driven and passionate and into personal growth and stuff. Pretty much everybody considers themselves to be those things. So if you put that in your bio or talk about that in your, offer, you're basically speaking to everybody. That's not what you want to do. Instead, you want to define them by a demographic label. That means if you meet someone at a party and you say, what do you do? And they say, I'm a CPA, I'm a coach, I'm a Marine. That's the type of label that you're looking for when you define your ideal client. That is what's going to resonate when you put out marketing. So if you say, well, I love helping accountants because I used to be an accountant, and you put that in your bio on LinkedIn or whatever, you're like, I help CPAs. That's going to resonate with CPAs. Most of them will stop, read your profile, see what you do, probably follow you. And so it's really important that you speak to a certain demographic. I've watched big gurus like Dan Henry, who coach people on how to make millions of dollars, get more clients, and grow their coaching business. He's always hounding people, pick a market to serve. Do not just serve everybody. It's way more optimal to choose a demographic. That's decision number one. is who do you want to serve? Here's a little test you can do to figure out who your ideal client might be. Imagine you have plans to meet a friend for a beer later today. You love hanging out with this friend because every time you do, you have great conversation, you stay late and text your spouse, just grabbing one more drink, but you just have synergy. You have all the same interests. They give you energy. You know the type of person I'm talking about. Now, what demographic label do they have? For example, for me, it's obviously coaches, creators, authors. If I go to dinner with someone like that, we have something in common. We're quickly going to shift our conversation to business, personal growth, things like that. And we'll have enough to talk about to fill up the entire night easy. So that's what I call the beer test. And that's one way you can figure it out. Another similar approach is just to look at your past self. Who were you in the last 5 years? Like, I have been a coach and a creator. At one point, I was a beginner and didn't know how to do anything. And so I'm helping those people who are a few steps behind me, maybe a few years behind me. Often, the ideal client that you would be best suited to serve is you, but in the past, and usually in the more recent past. Like, if it's something you were 10 or more years ago, you may have kind of become disconnected with that demographic. So what demographic labels did you have in the past 5 years? Start there. You can do these ridiculous like customer avatar worksheets and fill out all these things only to just discover, oh, it's actually me 2 years ago. And so that's like a really quick and easy way to often discover who you should serve. Another trap people can run into is wanting to serve a certain demographic, but not feeling qualified or ready to serve that type of person. Like, oh man, I'd love to work with coaches, but I'm a brand new coach. Like, what would I help them with? They already know more than me. Or I want to work with coaches that already make 6 figures, but I make nothing. Like, I can't do that. I've got to go find someone that I can wow with my knowledge and that I'm not scared of. That is a decision that will lead you to, again, serving the wrong person. If you will trust me in that you can build an offer for anybody that will be valuable and that people will take you up on, even if they make more money than you or you're intimidated by them, go ahead and pick the person that you truly want to serve. After that, we will work on your mindset and your offer in such a way that it fits with that person. You feel confident and convicted to go out and sell it. Couple of last thoughts. It's always good to niche down your demographic as much as you can. A lot of people will tell me they want to work with business owners or entrepreneurs, but that's like a huge market, right? It could be like someone who owns a coffee shop or someone who owns like a $100 million business. They could be in the cannabis industry or tech, sell trinkets down the street. Like, business, an entrepreneur, that's super broad. Instead, ask yourself, which type of business owners would I be the most excited to help? Which ones could I get the best results for? And try to narrow it down to a certain vertical. And then another way to narrow it down is the stage of business they are at. Are they brand new, already making 6 figures? Do they already have at least 3 employees? Are they making, $1 million a year? Who can you help the most? Are you the most excited to work with? A lot of times, I'll be honest with you, the person that is further along is going to be the one you can get the best results for. And they're also the ones that will have the money to pay you. It is definitely harder to help beginners because they have the least money and they need the most help. So don't fall for the trap of thinking like you have to help beginners because you're a beginner. You're kind of shooting yourself in the foot right out of the gate. It's better to go after a more sophisticated and further along customer avatar, really craft something that's going to help them. The old saying is it's hard to turn a car that's not in motion, but it's easy if a car's already rolling to turn it 5 degrees and get a much better outcome. When you're working with beginners, they have not even proven that they have the ability to take action yet. They haven't done anything. A lot of your work might just be like, hey, have you done anything? Have you done anything? Ask me how I know. I did this for so long. It's not fulfilling to work with clients who don't take action. If you pick someone who's at a certain stage of business that proves that they have already and are already taking action. You know they're going to keep taking action. You know that train's already in motion. You can come in and make the tweaks or whatever it is, and you will be able to get better results for them. And I know we're talking a lot about like business offers, but this is true. Like if you help someone to find a partner, hopefully you'd want to help someone that like is already willing to go out on dates. They actually are in the game, but they're doing something wrong. Or if you want to help someone lose weight, then you could target people who already go to the gym. Maybe they just need a little help, or someone already lifts weights, but they're having trouble putting on muscle. That's going to be a much easier person to help than the person that you have to get off the couch and into the gym in the first place. All right, before you move on to the next video, take some time to journal on this. Who is the demographic that you'd be excited to help, that you can get the best results for? What stage of business are they at? Again, this is going to inform both who your book is for and who your offer is for. In the next video, we will dig into how to define what you do for people so you can talk about it inside of your offer in your book. And so I will see you there.